Hey guys, TechTalkNoah here, and today we're going to be going over a build that is for all you students because it is that time of year when school is starting back up and you guys are going to want to do all your gaming, your video editing, your schoolwork, and this $750 rig will get you through all that with flying colors. As for your grades, that's not my problem. Okay, so let's start off with the performance of this rig that we are going to be putting together. So in Battlefield 4, you will see ultra settings at 1080p, no problem. This thing will kick butt through that. In Far Cry 3, you're gonna see ultra settings at 1080p, but you might have to mess with the anti-aliasing a little bit to get it to work out. For our next game, we're gonna be running Crysis 3 on high at 1080p. It's not the it's a pretty demanding game, so you're not gonna see like ultra and maxed out every setting, but you're going to be able to play it no problem. Just make sure to mess around with your anti-aliasing again, and you will be good for that. Our last game isn't that demanding, it's BioShock Infinite, and you're going to be breezing through that ultra at 1080p. Even though it's not that demanding, it's a beautiful game, so you guys should be good on all your games. If you have any more games that you are wondering how they will run, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. Now let's get on to the actual computer. Okay, so to kick this build off, we have an Intel i5 4590 processor, and this comes with 4 cores, no hyper-threading, so that means you're going to get 4 threads of processing, and it starts at 3.3 gigahertz but goes all the way up to 3.7, making it a great choice for gaming and video editing because of the cores and the clock speed. This is going to run you about $190. For our CPU cooler, we are going to be going with a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Plus, which is a lot better than stock cooler for only $20, so we're just going to be adding that into the build. And for our motherboard, we're going to be having a Gigabyte GA Z87X HD3 motherboard, and this has support for our Intel processor, which is the Haswell refresh, along with 32 gigabytes of RAM, so in case you want to upgrade in the future. Support for 2-way SLI, if not 3-way. Anyway, 2-way is more than enough for anybody. We're only going to be installing 1 for now, so you have room to upgrade there. And this has a front header USB 3, and it has a whole bunch of SATA 6 gigabit per second connectors, so you can install SSD if you want later in the future to upgrade. This motherboard will run you about $113 for all those specs. Speaking of SLI, for our graphics card, we're going to be using an XFX Radeon R9 270X, which is a 2GB, 1 GHz graphics card, meaning it will have the RAM for the latest game and be able to handle anything you throw at it pretty much. It's a pretty beast card for only $160. For our RAM, we are going to be going with 16 GB of G.Skill Aries RAM at 1600 MHz, and that's going to give you way more RAM than usually a gaming build needs, but since we're going for that really bang for the buck and video editing, all that stuff, 16 gigabytes should just breeze through anything you throw at it. The RAM will run you about $140 depending on where you look. So, moving on to the next part, for our storage, we are going to be going with a 1 terabyte WD 7200 RPM drive. This is a steal. For only $45 you get a whole terabyte of storage. That means you'll be able to handle your games, your movies, your schoolwork, anything on that 1 terabyte drive. And with this case that we're going to be using, which is the Corsair Spec 02 case, which will run you $40 for this nice case from Corsair. It handles all of our parts nicely with room for a whole bunch of expansion. And being Corsair, you know you're going to get that good quality, and it's surprisingly good to build in despite its $40 price tag. So this case has all the support for optical drives, nice airflow, water cooling if you want to do that in a $750 PC, and pretty much anything else you throw at it. So this is a good, solid case for any build. Last but not least, we have our power supply, which is a Corsair CX430 80 plus watt bronze certified, and that means that it has a good efficiency and it will be able to handle all of our components put together. This power supply will run you about $30, so that's a very good price for this solid power supply from Corsair, which is a great power supply maker. So the prices will always be changing, so I'm going to leave the links to all the products in the description, along with a PC part picker link, so you'll be getting the best deal on everything and see how everything is compatible. If you guys like this build guide, make sure to leave a like or a dislike and tell me why you did that. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments also, they help a ton. And make sure to subscribe, because that's what you guys are the best at, is subscribing. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys next time on Tech Talk Noah. Peace.